everyone, welcome to Just You Watch Me Fix It. If you've been following along on our renovation journey, you'll know things are progressing downstairs in the farmhouse. And we're just about to start work on our mudroom, which means that I need a piece of furniture to actually go into the mudroom that will eventually hold our coats. And that's what I am starting on today. I haven't painted for years actually. Looking after my parents became a full-time job, and then I suffered burnout, and I'm just sort of starting to feel like getting back into the whole painting scene, which is sort of exciting and sort of overwhelming at the same time, because I'm not sure that I remember everything that I learned a few years ago when I first started, so we'll see. I actually purchased this old wardrobe behind me, which I'll show you a little bit better in a moment, for that very purpose. So I've always meant this wardrobe to go into our mudroom, but it does need some work. We've just dragged her out of the shed, so she's not very happy. She's covered in cobwebs and dust, so the first job will be cleaning. But let me just walk you around her so you can have a look. Okay, so she has a lovely piece of moulding around the top. No shape, but very elegant. She has a lovely beveled glass oval mirror. And then down the bottom, you can see she has a drawer and some very fancy legs. So not a lot of fancy carving, but very elegant. So just walk you round so you can have a look at her. She comes in 3 pieces, so I'll be pulling her apart. I will be redesigning her, so the back will come off, and I'll be replacing that with just 1 sheet of ply, because inside I don't want these uprights, because I want to put some artwork on the inside of her. Why the inside? Well, that's where the focal point will be. That's where our coats will hang. So the front will be being pulled off. I'll be repurposing the mirror in the mudroom as well, so we'll be able to use that in the mudroom. But the whole front will come off. I'll be keeping the top piece, the moulding at the top, and of course the drawer will stay as well. So there she is in all her former glory. Okay, so we've brought the wardrobe into the house so that it can be worked on. As you can see, it's now in pieces, so as well. And I'm just getting ready to give it a bit of a vacuum, get rid of all those cobwebs and nasties before I actually start making some adjustments to the actual design of the cupboard. Okay, let's get these side pieces off. Just does not want to budge. Consensus? More bashing required. Okay, if at first you don't succeed, give up and try again later. Let's give this other side a go. Cool. I can do it. I just have to persevere. Okay, here I go again. Finally. One more bash, I reckon. Got some nails here. Need to get them out or hammer them in, one or the other. It also needs these timber blocks. There's quite a few of them. There's another one. And we need to remove all those.
Phillips out back with a hammer in hand, turning old walls into something grand. Dust on his boots, plans in his head, tools all around and a vision ahead. Lisa's inside where the screens are aglow, cutting the clips so the story flows. Coffee in hand, headphones on tight, making magic on the timeline late at night. Oh, we fix it and film it, building dreams from the ground.
So I've just placed the door of the wardrobe upside down on the base, giving me a little bit of a work platform. And the first thing I'm going to do is remove the back of this lock.
So come along and see this little YouTube world of ours where we make reality.
There we go. There's the hole that the key goes into. Bit of corrosion there. So the key, the hole in the key fits in there. And it doesn't want to turn. There we go. I was turning it the wrong way. And the bit I want to remove is this L-shaped piece of timber here. So you can see it joins the frame of the mirror there. So I need to prise those two apart. Nice.
So we're just gently to allow the glue to give way. So
Is it glued as well, is it?
I heard something that sounded like glue, but it might not be. This will probably break here because it's already broken.
That's right. I'm not keeping that piece of timber, so...
Do it from that end.
So now we've pulled off the bit of beading that was on the side. I want to measure this, which is going to be slightly narrower than this side now. So we want to make this side the same width as this side. So what we're thinking of doing now is sawing this off, which will actually take off the notch where the hinges were on the old door, which would be good. Make sure the chisel's nice and flat against the bottom piece, because we don't want to dig into that if we can help it.
Phil's measuring twice to cut once clean, working out a way to build their dream. Patching, painting, leveling floors, always one job away from starting 10 more. Lisa's trimming clips like a movie pro, adding the beats to the hammer blows. Thumbnails popping, the title's tied, gonna post that upload later tonight. Oh, we fix it and film it, building dreams from the ground. Phillips making sawdust while Lisa cuts the sound. From the workshop to the edit suite, we're making something real and sweet.
You got the back off then?
Yep.
Good. How'd you go about that?
how you told me to.
Oh, good.
The chisel.
Work then. This piece of timber running up straight is 56 there and 59, so that's 3 mil wider up there. So we need to trim off 3 mil from there down to nothing.
Yep.
You can do that with the plane. So this one needs to be made the same width as that
one then.
That's it, yeah. So we want 56. So yeah, that's that side, 56.
56 on that end.
Yeah.
It's as bad as our house, nothing square.
And that's the thing.
Nothing's straight, nothing's parallel.
And I think we'll find that in most things in life.
I'm not square.
Neither am I. I'm round the twist. So what we need to do is clamp this back off the edge so that it can serve as a guide for the circular saw. I'd recommend you put of course always we make sure it's unplugged when we're adjusting it. Measure the depth, and that's 20. So I'd set this to 23. So we can just see the blade is I've set it just below the thickness of the wood we're cutting, and it just makes for a neater cut. So now what we need to do is work out where we're going to clamp this so it can be a guide and cut in the right place. Making sure it's unplugged because it's far too dangerous otherwise. So we measure from the side of the blade to the edge of here. That's going to run along this bit of timber. So it's about 27. So from that mark, we want to measure 27 mil. Same at this end. And we measure 27. So now we need to sit this timber on that edge, and that'll serve as a guide. I'm going to clamp this.
So what are you checking now?
So I'm putting it on the mark now, just to make sure it's going to cut there. Okay, see that?
Yep, the saw's on the mark.
Okay.
For DIY home transformations, with every job done, a story's told, turning everyday life into solid gold.
You can see the cutout for the hinges has now been removed. That's great.
So we've measured the other end, and we knew this was a bit thicker at this end, this piece of wood. So we're going to put the same width measurement on this end.
Fix it and film it. That's the life we choose. Philip builds the future, and Lisa makes the view. So just hit that like and stick around. There's always a fix to be found. Yeah, we fix it and film it. So just you wait and see.
This is the back of the wardrobe that I pulled off earlier. I'm dismantling it, and we will recycle any timber still in good condition. We always pull out any nails to avoid nasty injuries in the future. These hooks may come in handy in the workshop or even for an upcycled piece of furniture in the future. And here she is, stripped back to basics. You can see I've braced the robe section so she has a bit of stability until I can get the new back on. Be sure to join me for part 2 where I start to remodel her. Looking forward to it.
This little YouTube channel is a home for you and me.